Hey guys, in today's video I'm about to share with you guys some polishes, some manicures. I don't really know how to start this. I think it was maybe a month, maybe well over a month ago now, maybe it's possible. Joe from Polish Talk hit me up along with a bunch of other ladies to see if we wanted to collaborate and share some polishes that we really enjoy on our skin tone. And where this came about, and I've even talked about it on my channel before, it took me a really long time to get into color. I was afraid of color for some reason because I didn't feel like certain colors wouldn't look good against my skin tone. Because of that, when I started buying polishes, I started buying a lot of dark polishes, and majority of my collection is dark polish based because of it. I have incorporated color since then because I have ventured out into other things. And I'm not saying that just because, let's say, I'm warm toned, that I only need to stick with warm tone polishes. Sometimes I don't really care. The polish is so beautiful and I really enjoy it, so I don't really care, and I will wear whatever I'm in the mood for and whatever I really like. So a lot of these polishes are brighter polishes because those are the ones that I felt like it took me a little bit longer for me to get into. And I'm sure all of these ladies are going to have their own polishes they're going to mention, so I can't wait to watch their videos to be introduced to new colors, new polishes, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to link everybody down below. Please be sure to check them out. I'm popping in here because I totally forgot to mention the hashtag for our collab. It's EMBRACECOLOR, so I'm gonna have it up on the screen because I totally forgot. I'm gonna start off with 3 polishes that got the ball rolling for me personally. This is what made me want to dabble into different colors, and this is how I ended up with the collection that I have now. And some of these polishes, this is not the first time that you guys have heard of them, so I'm going to start off with these 3 right here. I have Mint Apple from Sinful Colors, and I've told this story before. I used to, but it was a co-worker of mine. We used to work together, and she's of much deeper skin tone than myself, and she used to wear every color under the rainbow, and every time she would put out a new color, I would ask her what she's wearing. One of the times it was Mint Apple, and because I thought it looked so beautiful on her, I went out to buy it, purchased it, and I finished multiple bottles of this particular polish because I adore it. So this is a mint color, but it also has some silver little shimmers running through it. For me, this usually takes 2 coats to get opaque. Super beautiful color. Love it for the spring, I love it for the summer, and I even wear it during the winter. I think this is great. A fuchsia color that stayed on my toes for an entire summer, maybe 2 summers in a row. It was 2 different polishes. I first time tried a fuchsia polish when I was getting my pedicures done in a salon. And I think the polish, I think the polish that was in the salon that I tried was from ORLY. I used to own that polish, but I've since then finished it, and I haven't repurchased it since then because I still have this guy. This one is Flashbulb Fuchsia, and I want to say this is one of the ones that stayed on my toes for an entire summer because I was obsessed with it. I thought it looked really beautiful. It has fuchsia shimmers running through it as well. Great formulation, opaque at 2 coats. ORLY Star Spangled holds a special place in my heart because this is the first red that I ever purchased. And I felt really adventurous at that time because, number one, I was buying a red, which I used to stay away from reds quite a bit. I even stay away from reds even now. Although I do wear reds, I don't wear them as often. And I feel like I'm secretly a red lover, but I still don't wear them all that often. I have some reds that I really enjoy. I'm Not Really a Waitress from OPI and Got the Blues for Red from OPI are some of my favorites. This one not only is extra special because it's the first one that I bought, but because it's one that looks really great against my skin tone. Great formulation for this one, 2 coats to get opaque. I have a few pinks here, and pink is a color that it took me forever to get into. I have Rose Among Thorns from China Glaze, and I have Bottoms Up. And because I love these so much, when the summer collection came out from OPI, I purchased this guy, which is called, God, the writing is so small, V-I-Pink Passes. I think I talked about this quite a few times during the summer because I really enjoyed it. I want to say 2 to 3 coats depending on the length of your nails, but still easy to work with, very easy application, and super beautiful color on the nails. Corals are some that I used to buy and hate it on myself for some reason. And I think it's not because I felt like corals looked terrible against my skin tone, but I didn't know if I really liked something so vibrant on my nails. I just wasn't sure about it. So at one point I had a bunch of corals and I gave them all away. And after a while, I think it was now 2-3 years ago, I started buying some corals once again. I have a couple from Salon Perfect. If you want to try colors that maybe you're not comfortable with, you're not sure if you're gonna really enjoy, I would definitely suggest trying the Salon Perfect Neon Pop line. I think they make amazing polishes. Some of the polishes are a little bit tricky, but they're very inexpensive and they have really great colors, very similar to the vibrancy of China Glaze polishes, if not like neon polishes like China Glazes basically. So I have here Let's Not Coral. And this one has a very fine pearl running through it. It's really, really beautiful. Dries matte and gets opaque at 3 coats. I also have Copacana Girl. And this one is another one that has a very fine pearl running through it. I like the little pearl because I can see it, especially when I add a glossy top coat, but I also feel like it helps with the application of both of these. Another one that I have is from China Glaze. This one is called Loves a Beach. Very reminiscent to Let's Not Coral from Salon Perfect. Only that Loves a Beach, the little pearl running through it is more of a peachy gold pearl. It's both of these are so beautiful. I love, these are some of my favorite polishes. Maybe in the monitor it may not pick it up, but in person they're very, very similar. I want to say that Loves a Beach looks just a tad bit more pink, and it brings out a little bit more of the orange in this one. Pool Party should be no surprise that I adore this polish. Again, it's another color that it took me a while for me to warm up to. But oh my god, this is so beautiful. 3 coats for full opacity. I've mentioned before with majority of my neon polishes, 99% of the time I don't use a white base under it because I find that this is vibrant on its own. So for me, usually it takes 3 coats to get opaque. It's super vibrant, looks very juicy on the nails, and I adore this. Cirque Colors Game Over is one that V gave me this past summer. Game Over has a little bit more red compared to Pool Party, but both of these are very vibrant on the nails. And I actually want to say that Game Over has an even better formulation because this one gets opaque at 2 coats for me. Let's do some shimmery, kind of orangey, reddish, coppery polishes because I don't have very many. All 3 of these though are great. I have Copper Pot from Sinful Colors. This one sat in my drawers for a very, very long time until this past, I want to say fall season. I pulled it out to try to dupe a polish from Essie's fall collection. It's nowhere nearly as red, I want to say, as the one from Essie, but it prompted me to put this on the nails and I thought it was really beautiful. The shimmer in this is a very fine copper shimmer and it also has some gold shimmer, so quite a bit of warmth running through this guy. I also have Amy from Zoya, which has more of an orange jelly base and it has some very fine gold and orange little shimmers that almost looks like a glass fleck because it's super reflective. This kind of polish is the kind of polish that kind of glows off of the nails. Same thing with DS Indulgence, and this one was one that was introduced to me by Miss Thompson here on YouTube. I think I'd seen it on one of her videos and I thought it looked amazing on her, and her and I are somewhat similar in skin tone, so I thought, gosh, if it looks great on her, I hope it looks just as great on me. DS Indulgence is the one that I have on my nails right now. I put this over top of the press-on nails that I was previously wearing, and it's so freaking beautiful. The base of this is more of a deep red jelly base, and it has some gold and copper shimmers running through it, which gives it that glow effect. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just so freaking pretty. It's so pretty, especially when light hits it in certain areas. It just sparkles a little bit more. Both of them have a really great formula. I want to say 3 coats for this one for full opacity. Same thing with Amy. I have a couple of orange creams here from Essie. This one I purchased this last summer and it was actually part of the summer collection. I purchased the entire collection. I was like a little bit hesitant to pick this color up because I don't usually lean towards these kind of colors. This is Claim to Flame from Essie. Has a little bit more of a terracotta-y kind of color. Orangey colors, a little bit more muted. So freaking beautiful. Great formula. 3 coats for full opacity. And I have Plain Koi from Essie. I've mentioned before I had It's a Piazza Cake from OPI for a long time, and although I liked it, I never I never loved it completely, and then somebody recommended Plain Koi. At that time, now it's available, but at that time it was discontinued, so it was a little bit harder for me to find it. But once I put this on the nails, loved it so much more than It's a Piazza Cake. It's a Piazza Cake, it's just a little bit lighter. It's still really beautiful, but I felt like this one suited me so much better because this is a little bit deeper, has a little bit more red, and it also has a little bit more brown. For me, this one gets opaque at 2 coats. Let's do a couple neutral polishes. I have a shimmer and a cream. I have Lucid Dream, which is a rose gold metallic polish. This one I purchased, I think it was at the beginning of the year, and I've always been very iffy with rose golds because they don't all look at their best on me, or I don't really like them as much on myself. I've had Rage for a long time. I have used it, I have enjoyed it, but there was just something about it that it made me not love it all that much. But then I put Lucid Dream on and I love this. This is such a beautiful rose gold compared to Rage. I don't know if you guys can see it. I feel like Lucid Dream has a little bit more warmth in it. The particles in it are also a little bit smaller, and I want to say at some point I saw 2-tone little shimmers running through it, like a gold and a silver, that I felt warmed it up a little bit more, to where Rage, I feel like I only see the silver little shimmer. It's still really beautiful, but for me, I felt like this one looked better against my skin tone. Great formula once again. A couple coats for this one. And a brown. I'm very iffy with my browns as well. I have Hot Toffee from Sinful Colors. I've talked about this polish quite a few times in the past couple of months, I want to say. Great formula. A couple coats for full opacity. This one has a little bit of blush running through it or going on in it. That warms it up a little bit more as well. 2 coats for me. I'm popping in here again because I'm such a freaking... I forgot to mention Zoya's Astrid, and I didn't want to not include it in this video because this is really beautiful, and because I'm very selective with my gold. I don't have a lot of golds that I really adore. This is probably the one. If you were to ask me, out of all of the gold polishes that I have, this is probably the only one that I would actually keep. There's just something so beautiful and reflective about this polish. It has a great formulation, opaque at 2 coats, 2 to 3 coats, I want to say, depending on nail length. And so I didn't want to leave it out of this video. A couple of my favorite polishes from Sinful Colors. I have Endless Blue. This is my forever favorite cobalt. I have other cobalts, but this tops them all. It has a great formula, 2 to 3 coats for full opacity. This color blue is just really great. And I have my Chartreuse. This is my favorite Chartreuse. I think I have another one, but for some reason I always reach for this one. This is just my favorite. Also from Sinful Colors, and this one's called Innocent. Couple coats for full opacity, really great formula. Another one that I finished multiple bottles of in previous years, and I adore it. And lastly, I have another mint. I should have compared it to Mint Apple because I feel like this has a little bit more blue in it. This is Icy Hope from Salon Perfect. I told you, Salon Perfect makes amazing, amazing bright polishes. Tricky formula for this one because it does dry to a matte, so you do need to work a little bit quickly. 2 to 3 coats for full opacity for me, and it's amazing. I do enjoy it with a glossy top coat, but I much prefer it matte because I think it looks beautiful. And here they are side by side. You can see that Mint Apple has a little bit more green in it. Icy Hope has a little bit more white in it, and it looks a little bit more blue. That is everything for this video, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to check out all of the ladies. I will link all of their information down below. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.